All right. Well, welcome to another one with Paul with Forget About It Junk Removal. So thanks for jumping on. How you doing?
How you doing, Todd? Thank you
Doing
for having me on. Want to shout out to all your subscribers out there. And yeah, man, just entered the junk removal industry and looking to meet new people and love the community.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, I've seen a lot of videos that pop up over the past months of you interviewing different people in the industry, and so I just wanted to kind of get your background a little bit, kind of what you were doing before and how you got into junk removal.
Yeah, so I'm what you call a serial entrepreneur. I get into everything. I've been in so many different businesses. I got a couple of companies I run right now. So right before junk removal, I was big time in the arm wrestling community. I'm a pro arm wrestler as well. Also opened an arm wrestling promotion company called Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions through events worldwide and everything. Was pretty big with that. They used to call me like the Dana White of arm wrestling. Um, Also, I've been in real estate. I own a marijuana business currently. I'm in cultivation. I also own a antique and collectible business that's over in New York. In Florida is where my promotions company is, and I currently just opened a junk removal company in California where I also have a marijuana business.
Very cool. So how did you get into hearing about junk removal?
So
What's that
yeah,
all about?
it's kind of a crazy story, man. So about 6 months ago, God rest her soul, my grandmother passed away. She was 96 years old, so can't complain with that. And she was living on the East Coast over in New York. And I got the phone call from my parents, and they're like, we got to clear out our house and all that. Can you come help us out? So, of course, I jumped on the plane, went right over there, and I get over there and I just see like so much stuff. We're talking like 70 years of collecting stuff, and it was pretty overwhelming. So I said to my parents, I was like, why don't we see if there's like somebody that deals with it? At that time, I didn't know junk removal was a thing and all that. So, my mom was actually like, yeah, we actually called around a couple places and we got a couple of quotes and they were just outrageous. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, what's outrageous? She's like, they're like $5,000 and, you know what I mean? And she's like, I want to go through this stuff. A lot of this stuff means a lot to me and all that. So, when she said that, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. So I was like, all right, no problem. I don't want to be difficult or anything. So I'm just going to be a good grandson and, start helping out, cleaning out the house and everything. So, it takes us a good bit of time and everything, a couple of days. And I start realizing I'm like, wow, that is, a lot of money that they charge and all. Let me look this business up. And I remember my friend, I've been in the antiques and collectible business about 10 years now. And he was telling me about how, he teamed up with another company. And I remember it being a junk removal company. And he was saying that it was working good for our business, selling antiques and collectibles. He was getting a lot of stuff from them. So I called him up right away. His name is Wally, and I was like, Wally, how is that junk removal business that he teamed us up with? How's that going for them? It's like, bro, they kill it, man. They're making a fortune. Guy is like, making so much money. He gives me so much stuff, and he really doesn't ask much for return. He wants very minimal because he already got paid to take it away and all. So he's like, why do you ask? I was like, I thinking possibly about maybe getting into it. It seems like it's a lucrative business and all. And he's like, yo, I definitely would look into it, man. He goes, I wouldn't mind, running it in New York as well. I was like, well, let me go look into things and all. So I start going on YouTube. I call it YouTube University. And I start putting in junk removal. And the first people that came up was Sonoma Strong. And turns out they're in my area. So, I start binge watching their videos for a couple of weeks. And, I literally watched, probably like 1,000 videos of theirs. And I'm just like, yo, this is something, that I could see myself getting in there and scaling and all. So they were just about to have the big junk expo. So I hit up Matt to buy some tickets. And he's like, you could order them online. I was like, bro, I'm in your area. I was like, I'd rather, drive 15 minutes. I want to meet you in person and all. He's like, yeah, no problem, man. Let's meet up. I go over there and I meet him up in person. Oh, we hit it off, man. We end up in this parking lot for like an hour, just talking all junk game, talking everything in the past and all that. And it turns out we knew a lot of the same people and all that. So I was just like, yo, this is something right here. So I go to the junk expo, and I started a YouTube channel and everything. And next thing I know, I'm buying a brand new 2025 dump truck. I'm going all in. I'm setting everything up, and it was just it was meant to be. And when I looked up at the pricing and the market that I was in, it was the top in the country. We're able to charge the highest prices, and it's a lot of money in this area, and all. So I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. If it works out, what I would like to do. This is one of the things I haven't did, and this is why I'm going into this venture because, like I said, I own a few other businesses, but I've never opened up a franchise, so to say, something that I could scale. So this could be my baby. Where I'm not saying I'm going to open it up in every state nationwide, but where I do live, which would be New York, Florida, and California. I want to see if possibly I could open up a company in each one of those states and get them up and running. And that's kind of why I'm here and the goal that I've set for myself.
Well, you're definitely in the right spot. You're in California right now, though, right?
Yeah, I'm north in Sonoma County. It's about 45 minutes north of San Francisco. So yeah, it's beautiful because year round we really don't get winter, so it really doesn't get too cold. And I know during the cold times I'm hearing it does slow down business wise. So it's a pretty good
Hmm.
spot weather wise for a junk removal company.
Well, yeah, compared to where I'm at, I'm in Missouri, and we just got a huge snowstorm hit, so it's a little different out here than what you're probably experiencing. So,
And do you notice that? Like, do you notice like a downtime in the colder temperatures?
yeah, I mean, it definitely impacts. At least that's what I've noticed. Nobody wants to get stuff done when there's snow on the ground or ice, or when it's 0 degrees. There's a huge freeze coming in. It's going to be like -5 tonight or whatever. So, but it should warm up after a couple days. So you kind of see those trends a little bit as it warms up. But
Yeah, I could see even here we get a rain season. That's the only thing we do get during the winter is it rains, and during the rainy times, like it could rain, a week or two straight here. But there's really no phone calls during those times. You know what I mean? So I
mhm.
do slowing down as that part. But the rest of the year, I'd say 9 months of the year we have no rain at all. There's it's a drought. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, I noticed that last year that in March, like things just picked up because I had things advertising running, and it just everything kind of took off from there. So yeah, it's pretty fun. So are you officially up and running now? Is that
Yeah, we're up and running. We started January 15th. It's coming it just passed 1 month. In the last, I'd say 2 weeks, business has picked up big time. I'm starting to get a job or two a day. The phones are starting to ring because I got to
that's
say,
awesome?
a couple of weeks I was nervous. There was no, I'm putting out all this marketing stuff. I'm posting in all the Facebook groups and nothing, no phone calls at all. And I'm talking with Matt Vick and JoJo, and I'm like, yo, nobody's calling. Oh, should I be where? And they're like, no, this is normal. When you first begin, they're like, all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's just gonna come. You'll get that
Yeah.
rush. I've definitely seen that. So I've been happy the last like 2 weeks with business for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Very good. So, do you like it so far? Is
I
it
love
you
it, man.
enjoying it? Yeah.
I never did anything like it, man. And what I like is that I'm documenting the whole journey through. So
Hmm.
I forget about a junk removal YouTube channel. I first started off with just doing all the interviews with all the top dogs in the community, kind of just to
Hmm.
pick their brains and kind of learn what to expect and how I could set myself up for success, and kind of just learn how they found success. Well, now we're gonna go and transition to, I'll keep the interviews going as well, but now you're going to get to see me on the day to day. You're going to see me on the truck learning the business. Like I'm going to be out there busting my ass, picking up things and, getting rid of everything and figuring ways to sell, resell things on marketplace. And I'm going to, show all that. And then, I'm hoping around that maybe like 8 month to 1 year, I'm looking to get off the truck and now looking to scale the business, grow and build a team, possibly get another truck when I have enough business. And I'm going to show the whole way. So you're going to see me from the beginning, as I grow to getting off the truck, and now I'm just going to be marketing. And then my eventually, hopefully, the next goal will be now I'm going to Florida. I'm going to set up a general manager in California. Now I'm going to go over to Florida, rinse, repeat, do the same thing there, then go and repeat, go do it in New York. And that's pretty much the rough draft that I'm going at right now. And I might go, I might be getting this for like 8 months here in California and realize and be like, I don't think I'm going to be able to run this from another state with a general manager. Or I might be see and be like, oh no, this is definitely something I'll be able to do.
Yeah. So, speaking of scaling, at what point do you feel like it's time to start hiring or time to start growing and getting another truck? Like, what were you think? What are you thinking about that when that time would be?
I'm thinking when the first thing that I would do is I would just find one good employee, and that would be because right now I'm working with my girl, and I don't know how happy she is, loading junk and all that. I mean, she's having a good time with it right now and all, but I'm hoping to get her off the truck within the first 6 months, and find somebody good that I could start, teaching and kind of working with and developing a relationship with, and then with the intentions of him then eventually running the truck himself when I get off the truck. And then, from that, I'm hoping to get, at least two more guys going. When I have three guys there and I'm seeing business where, I'm getting 5 to 10 jobs a day, then obviously, that's something I would look at. My goal is to be doing that, sometime in that second year. After 1 year of up and running, that's when I'm going to start looking for a truck, but I'm not going to rush myself because I see you could get yourself into a hole moving too quick and trying to scale and not have the business to fund everything because, things start adding up very quickly.
So, as far as marketing goes, have you tried or looked into yard signs in your area, or is that kind of a challenge?
Yard sides have been my bread and butter right now. I'm going to look to grow organically at the beginning. I'm going to do everything I can, So actually, every night I was out actually a couple hours last night and just hanging yard signs everywhere in all the surrounding towns, hitting all the main intersections. And it's definitely paying off because I know just my neighbors alone in the last couple of days, I've had a couple of comments and they're like, "You're doing really good. We see your signs everywhere, and you're doing really good as far as marketing in the Facebook groups." I've had a couple people comment, they're like, "Oh, I seen you advertising on Facebook as well." So I was like, "Okay, I'm definitely starting to get out there." And when they do see my name, forget about it. It is catchy. They do remember it. I mean, even the guys at the dump, all the workers there, they all recognize me now. Like, I've only been there like 3, 4 times, but I already have relationships with everybody. Everybody's, forget about it. So that, it's pretty cool with that and all.
No, that's awesome. You definitely do. That is a very good name that you have. That's pretty awesome. So very cool. So yeah, yard. I was gonna touch on yard signs. They work amazingly. So I placed 50 to 100 in January and February, and was getting 1 to 3 calls every single day. So imagine if you put out more. It just depends on how much work and how many calls you want to get. So that is definitely, I would
Else I
say, a
would
good way.
recommend, Todd, is
Mhm.
getting tracking numbers. So I don't know
Mhm.
if you tried this yet. So Autopilot, Andrew Thompson made this software, and it goes perfect with junk removal companies, and it's called Autopilot. And when
Mhm.
you get Autopilot, which it's in beta testing right now, and it's only $50 a month, which when you look at the competing services, some of them are charging $200, $300 a month.
Mhm.
$50, much getting everything that they provide, but you get 5 free tracking numbers. So as soon as I got on Autopilot, I got my 5 tracking numbers. And what I did was I had bandit signs made just with that tracking number. So I know exactly how much business I'm getting from those bandit signs. Now on my truck, on the vehicle wrap, I have a different tracking number on there. So I know, like, if I put my truck up by like Home Depot for a couple of days or whatever, I know I'm going to get business from that tracking number is being activated. So that is something I really recommend everybody looking into, because it'll tell you exactly where your marketing money should be spent. And I also did that with the door hangers as well. And I just went on this big campaign in my neighborhood. And every time we take out my dog, we go down a different block, and I'll go and I'll hang the door hangers on there as well. And I've been seeing success. I definitely have got a couple of calls in from that. But the thing that I have seen that has worked right away for me was Google Guarantee. That was one of those
Hmm.
things, instantly, I'm at the top of the list, and I've only got, I think I got 7 reviews right now, and
Hmm.
ranking pretty high up there right away. So Google Guarantee is definitely something I recommend right away.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to see kind of how everything goes this year, and I think I'm going to expect big things going to happen with you guys. So that's awesome. One other question I have is, everybody has, you know, brings their skill set and their background to the table when they start a new business. So I did a little bit of research, or I think you posted some videos and talked about how in your career you did a lot of promotions for artists and things like that. So do you think your past experiences helped you with transition over to what you're doing now?
100%, brother. So I was a fitness model, very successful fitness model. I used to live in Miami, South Beach. And that was before the YouTube days. And, I look back and I'm like, damn, I wish YouTube was out then. I would have had millions and millions of subscribers. I was literally at the beginning of it, and it became really well known in the fitness world, when it was actually a lot harder to get well known. But I learned how to brand myself. I branded my name, Paul Italia. It was pretty big name. If you put in Paul Italia fitness model, it shows you everything from my real estate to fitness modeling. And I know how to get myself out there. I know how to build a brand. And I know how to use social media to my benefit. Recently, from the arm wrestling world, that's how I got into YouTube. And then I started doing my own podcasts on there, and it came pretty big in the YouTube world. It was the arm wrestling buzz. I would do it once a week, every Wednesday night. I did it for, I think it was like 120 episodes total. And it got a lot of traction. So, at the beginning, when I look back at the first few episodes, I'm like, it was so bootleg, like I'm in my garage and I had no background, and like it was just like a mess. But as I got better at it, and I started building my studio, and I built this like a beautiful studio, and I started getting more serious. Then I started learning how to make the content a little better. And then I built this amazing gym in my house where I could just film and video myself doing the arm wrestling training and all that stuff. So all that stuff, like learning all those different, like, platforms, like as far as YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that you can be incorporated into your business life, and that's kind of what I'm doing. Everything I did for Paul Italia, now I'm doing for Forget About It Junk Removal. And I'm just building a brand, and that's one of my strengths in life. And the other thing is I am nonstop relentless. I was on interview yesterday with Gary Nolan. I think it's actually going to be coming out in the next couple of days, so definitely check out his channel as well. I forgot the name. It's Easy Gone Junk is his YouTube channel. But yeah, I did a whole interview on that. And I was just telling him, I just get obsessed with anything I get in, and I go 200%, where every waking second of the day I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to figure out something else. And I actually was trying to tell him, I was like, that is one of the things I have to work on. Is one of my weaknesses is that I got to balance my life more, rather than getting so obsessed in one thing. It's like, all right, you got to hang out with your girls too. You got to have family time. You got to have quality, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I have to work on. But at the other side, it's also a strength of mine, where I just like, I'm relentless. I'll just keep going at it until it's successful. And right now, that this is my baby. Even though I got a couple other businesses, 3 other businesses running, I have the proper formula set up that they could run themselves, and I got people managing them, and this way I could put all my devoted time and effort into making this junk removal business my next success.
Very cool. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that as far as having time because my family's out of town right now, so it's easier to get things done while they're out. So I'm just trying to crank in as many with this podcast, trying to get. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so yeah, I appreciate you jumping on. And one last question. So, what's your fitness secret?
Oh, so
Any advice there?
yeah, I've been 25 years in it, man. You know, I've traveled the world. You know, I was in bodybuilding, fitness modeling, trained with the top coaches all over the world, all the Olympia bodybuilders. But you know, I've broken it down to something very, very simple, man. You start with these trending diets and this crazy, like doing this and counting calories. It's too much. It's too stressful. We got so much other stuff that, you know, we got to worry about. You know, we want to make it very, very simple. So I do this simple plan I call making your body a furnace. And it's just teaching yourself how to eat on a regular basis. And, you know, just a quick sum of it, like in a 2 second talk, is every meal is made up of three portions. A portion is the size of your fist. You have a protein, a carb, and a vegetable in every meal every 3 hours. That's it. Very simple. Once you do that for a couple weeks, your body becomes a furnace. Now, if you want to have a cheat meal, just replace it with one of the meals. So if I want to have ice cream instead of having a regular dinner, I'm going to go and have the ice cream that I want. And then, you know, because my body's a furnace, it knows it's going to be fed on a set schedule and time. It's going to burn off what it needs, and then it's just going to excrete everything else. When other people do is when they're trying to lose weight, they eat less. So they starve themselves. So, you know, instead of eating, you know, 3, 4 meals a day, they're only eating one meal a day. And then in that one meal, what your body is being told is like, I don't know when I'm getting fed next. So it goes into survival mode and it holds on to everything. And that's when you're going to hold all the fats and all the salt and all the sodium and the sugars. And, you know, so it's just learning how to make your body a furnace. So, and, you know, I got a YouTube channel. It's Paul Italia arm wrestling. And, you know, I put arm wrestling on the side for right now, but what I did decide to do with this YouTube channel is devote it to fitness. And I'm going to show you right now, you know, I fell off a little. I gained some extra weight. So I'm going to show people how I get back to, you know, getting the 6 pack abs. And I'm going to show everybody the journey as I'm training and as I'm doing all this, running a business and all that, you know, and, you know, doing within an hour a day, not a few hours of hanging out in the gym every day. So if you guys are interested in something like that, check out Paul Italia Arm Wrestling on YouTube. You know, I got a lot of subscribers on there, and I'm going to be dedicated to that fitness and nutrition. And you guys could follow the journey. And you know, I'll give everything out for free. I'm not trying to sell any deals. I'm not trying to, you know, promote anything other than just, you know, healthy living for everybody.
Very cool. And I was gonna say that when you start doing jobs, like for me, that's like going to the gym every day, like CrossFit. You know, your whole body, you get a whole body workout, and just
Oh, bro,
anyway,
the other day, it was Saturday. We got my first full load. That was like the first official one, so it was like a big thing for me. And oh my God, like I couldn't believe the next day, me and my girl were like, I felt like I did like a 3 hour workout yesterday, like a full body
yeah,
workout, like you know, lifting up refrigerators and all that. It takes a lot out of you. So I love it though. It's definitely, you know, I love being physical and all, and I'm getting paid to do that. So it don't get any better than that. But before we go, Todd, I got a couple of things I want to ask you, brother. I want to learn about
sure.
what you got going on. What's the goals of this channel, man?
So I've really been wanting to do a podcast for a while, and years ago I was going to do marketing, but I feel like it is junk removal is such a more interesting topic to talk about. I could do this all day long, and the what I really want to do is just the networking. So there's a lot of amazing, awesome people that I feel like I could meet and get really some really good ideas. And I thought this would be a really good way to kind of pick their brain and see what everybody's doing and let everybody else kind of listen in too. Cause I think there's only one other like actual podcast. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube videos and channels out there, but I could only find like one or two junk removal podcasts dedicated to kind of what we're doing. And so I thought that would be good to kind of bring that to the table for everybody.
Hell yeah, I like that, man. And something that you might want to check out. We just started it last Tuesday, and it's an episode on my YouTube, my Forget About It YouTube channel, and it's called The Junk Family. And what we're doing is a community show, and it's going to be every other week, every other Tuesday, and it's going to go down at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific time. And what we're doing is we're going to be putting the link in the chat, and this is for everybody in the community to come join this live call. And it's kind of just a place for us to hang out, and we could talk junk, we could talk any like kind of events that's going on in the world anywhere, and just kind of a place for everybody, kind of like, because we're like a big family, just a place just to everybody kick it. And like for the first show, I had Sonoma Strong, we had Andrew Thompson, Kevin Hess, Ricardo, Ronnie Knuckles. It was like the who's who of junk removal showed up. But it's not all about the big names, it's about just everybody just coming on. So like if anybody is welcome. So I really strongly suggest for any of your subscribers out there, if that's something they're interested, come chill, come hang out with us. It's a really good time. We'll be doing that every other week. And then also tomorrow, Tuesday, um February 18th, we got at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I have the ladies of junk removal, and we got all the big names in that, and they're gonna be coming on live, and we're trying to put a spotlight on the ladies because we don't really talk too much about them, and they don't get spotlighted enough. And we got some really, really great ladies in the community. So I just kind of wanted to put spotlight on that. So a couple of them that'll be on. We got JoJo. We all know JoJo Vic from Sonoma Strong. We know Audrey is going to be on there from R5 Hauling. We also got Sarah from Load Runners down in LA. We got Bean Burgos from America Junk Boss. So yeah, some of the ladies are going to be on. It's going to be a great chat. So I invite anybody that wants to come on and discuss junk, have any questions for them, definitely come tune in. And if you haven't already, just check out my channel, click the subscribe button, and definitely show some support to Todd's channel. I love that he's putting the initiative, he's finally putting things in action, he's going to get this up and running. So let's show him support. Let's click that subscribe button. If you're enjoying this content, be sure to hit that thumbs up. It really helps him get in the algorithm. So thank you, Todd, bro. I really appreciate coming on this channel, man. It was a great experience, and look forward to you know communicating with you more and networking more in the community.
Sounds good, man. I really appreciate it.
Have a great day,
So,
brother.
all right, we'll see you.
Later, my man.